And Jyrki does. He's a real comic book artist. He lives by doing comic books and other arts, of course, also. But he's got lots of comic books that he's published already, and his style is just something else. He doesn't want to look like anything else, and he doesn't give a shit about what other people think. He just paints the emotions, and we started out so that he wasn't really that much interested, to be honest. But then we first met, and then something caught him, and then he promised to try, and I think he painted about 10 pictures, because a whole video, I don't remember how many pictures it takes, but a lot. And then for some reason he sort of got hooked into it, and I think he wasn't that sure if he's capable of doing it. He's never done that, so in the end we decided, okay, we are going for it, and we started. Jyrki Heikkinen is the name. I hope. I'm so bad with names. I'll pick the name soon for you, but Jyrki is the first name anyway. I never remember the last names. So we started doing it, and it took a lot of time, because first we thought that it would take maybe half of the amount of the pictures that we used in the end, and at some point we were a bit desperate, because it looked like that it's never going to be ready. But at the end it looks great. It doesn't look like a $1 zillion American USA made animation, because we didn't want it to be that. We want it to be quite raw. We want to have the feel of reading a comic book, not that much by looking to an animated movie. We wanted it to look like a comic book, and because I bumped into this odd thing that there are people who have never even touched a comic book, and I was shocked. So this is our small part in saving the world from only digital pollution by sort of cracking it up with a comic book music video. Is that enough? Hey, by the way, I have to say one thing. I heard you talking about backing vocals, and I'm sorry, I didn't remember that all of the guys in the band sing. Do you believe that? 5 guys. But at the moment, Theo doesn't do backing vocals, but he's really good at singing.
All right.
Actually, yeah. So what we can do harmonies that really, they work as well as they work on the records when we do them live, and that's quite a lot, because Jay, the drummer, he sings lead vocals in another, or actually in 2 bands. He's so good, and Vance, the bassist, also has been singing lead vocals. So we don't. Let's just say that we have vocal power so much that I don't know many bands who can do it. Honestly, I haven't heard. I mean, I know people who are good singers, but we have really strong voices that we can use, like in the beginning of Honey Bunny that you talked about earlier. That's me, Jay, and Vance.
All right.
Doing those harmonies, and that's how it sounds. It's like we just did it here in my home studio. Yeah,
right.
I say that because it's a very important part for me, because I can do anything, I can write anything, and then we just rehearse it. There's some pretty hard parts that I'd say that not every backing vocalist would do.
All right.
Yeah.
Allora, cominciamo da una piccola rettifica che ovviamente è mio errore, che parlando di backing vocals ovviamente mi ha sottolineato che non tutti fanno solo backing vocals, cioè anche backing vocals, c'è questa appunto divisione dei compiti, soprattutto a seconda delle canzoni che si cantano. Ovviamente tutti quanti si vede chi deve fare le armonie, le voci principali e quant'altro. E parlando appunto di Anibani, io ho parlato di questo video che abbiamo parlato di questo video che nasce appunto dall'idea molto possiamo dire non raffinata, ma non raffinata nel senso proprio di grezza, nel senso intimo della parola, che nasce dal volere animare un fumetto, ovvero sia c'è questo fumetto appunto con questo coniglio, e l'artista si chiama Yuruki. E questo artista Yuruki, che è appunto un anima libero, uno spirito libero, lui ha disegnato, ha fatto diverse illustrazioni, una decina di illustrazioni appunto per questo video, e poi sono state animate e hanno voluto che rimanessero così, che avesse questo carattere specifico appunto per sottolineare un concetto di base, appunto, che bisogna arrivare con le emozioni e non sempre con un prodotto raffinatissimo. Quindi a volte quando si portano le emozioni appunto su un foglio o in musica o in recitazione, come facciamo di solito noi attori, ovviamente c'è bisogno di arrivare direttamente, non sempre si può arrivare con un prodotto finale ben impacchettato. Dice, ovviamente non abbiamo fatto un video da miliardi di dollari, però dice il nostro punto di vista, il punto di partenza, il nostro punto di partenza era appunto sottolineare determinati aspetti, fra cui evitare anche una sorta di inquinamento al livello grafico. And that's it. By the way, about the graphics, about the illustrations, I have to say that when I shared the video with the Studio Ready staff, our illustrator, who is also the host of our program on Thursday, Roxanne, she loved the video because she's an illustrator. She's working with the radio with me. She's a freelancer, and she just loved the technique that you used for the animation and for the trait, just the kind of illustration that you chose. So kudos. If an illustrator loved the product, and so above all she got this raw feeling that she wanted to share. So good job, great job, kudos.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I found the name. It's Jyrki Heikkinen.
Jyrki Heikkinen. Quindi ragazzi, Jyrki Heikkinen, ricordatevi Jyrki Heikkinen.
Yeah, I brought it to your messenger there. Yeah, it should be. I think Frank can see it at least.
Ringraziamo sempre Frank che è qui a dare una mano. And by the way, we got someone in chat, someone that I really have to thank for being here, and he's just one of my coaches in life and in my profession as a script writer. I would like to say hello to Jet and hello to Sarux79. They just Jet was also a special guest on my program a few weeks ago, and he said that you, gentle savage, you're just gentle giants. And he's a great fan of yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Hi Jet, how are you?
So yeah, and of course of the Gentle Giant too. And Sarux says hello. And yes, we speak in English tonight, Jet, for your pleasure that you love when we speak English too. Of course, we speak in English. And yeah, tonight, though, it's a great night because today you're out with a new single. And the single is Loving and Easy. So what can you tell us about that love that isn't easy, loving and easy?
Well, is love easy? First of all, everyone can ask themselves, is loving easy? And then I think things look a bit different, because we'd like to think that love and loving is easy, but I've noticed that it's not always that easy. I mean, it's easy to be in love or be charmed by someone, but it's totally different to love and be loving someone. And that's where the idea came from. And the riff, the main riff, it's a very old riff, in fact. And a few years ago, I had a producer that I started working with. He produced Karelian Magic and Honey Bunny, and I played this riff to him, and he was like, I don't get it, no. So I just left it behind, and then now I played it to the boys, and they liked it. And because the chorus is it just says loving ain't easy, or the B part. And well, the idea of the characters, I think, in a very cinematic way. I always try to picture like I was watching a movie, even when I'm singing. And then when I write, I try to do the same. And sometimes I just get cut off from the film, and nothing happens in years or months or weeks or whatever. So when the film starts to roll again, then I have to write it down. Mm-hmm. And this story was like, I knew that it's something about loving, and I had this riff, the first, and then I started goofing around with it, and then suddenly I just knew it that, okay, a lady is leaving, and it's the man who is singing, because usually you could think that, okay, it's the man who is the wild one and runs away and so on. And believe me, I have done that, been there, done that, but I sort of twisted it more like that this time it's the man who is sort of left behind, but not left completely. So there's a trick. That this character, the male character, sort of leaves the decision whether to continue or not to the lady who is already leaving. And the trick is that the lady is leaving sort of without a reason, or seemingly without a reason, because every time someone leaves someone, there's always a reason for that, but we don't always know the reasons. So,
or maybe we pretend we don't know the reason.
Yeah, exactly. We pretend, or we sort of leave it to the subconscious, and we know it, but we don't want to look at it. Yeah. And this is what the question is about. So, and if you listen to the first part, it starts like, everybody knows sometimes loving ain't easy. Sometimes it's hard to say what you're fighting for. So because if you are in a relationship, and if you are in a long relationship, you're maybe married even, I just have to say that it's not always like, dancing in the clouds or something. So
been there, done that.
so that's what it's about, and it's not a negative song at all. It's a positive song, and that's something that I very often do I sort of, even though the story may be dark or whatever, I try to bring a little sunshine, however bad it's sort of inside.